We're going to be walking on one of my newer routes today, and this is an almost daily walking vlog. It's not intended to thrill everybody for any specific reason other than it's something I like to do, walking, and well, I thought it would be neat to kind of document my walks and upload them. And kind of like my daily happenings and goings on. Don't really discuss too much personal on here though, but I do want to mention that it is kind of nice today. Despite it being a little breezy today. It's in the mid 40s Fahrenheit. If you're watching from overseas, today is Easter. We are in America. Still waiting for the city to clean up the streets, and they're taking their time because Mother Nature doesn't want to leave. As you can see, we have had last week we had a foot of snow after all the snow was melted, so that's all new snow from one storm. And lo and behold, guess what we have coming in a couple of days? Another snowstorm. How much will we get this time? Well, currently nobody knows because they haven't been very accurate this year in predicting snowstorms and snow amounts. And they keep throwing up different models on the forecast. Well, this is the US model, blah blah blah. Here's the European model. This is what this says. And it's like, well, I guess they just run a bunch of models. They don't use any self-intuition at all to predict weather anymore. So it's pretty apparent, I think, that they don't have any accountability for that. They just run a bunch of computer models and they come up with an average. One will say 12 inches, another one will say 9, another one will say 7. So they'll just kind of round it out, like, you know, 8 to 10 inches. But perfect example was the last storm we just got. That started out 7 days before the storm as probably 1 to 3 inches for most people in Maine, except for the north. Not really anything to worry about. Go about your business. It'll be a nuisance. It'll melt in a day. Then that went to 3 to 5 inches. And then 5 to 8 inches. Then it went 9 to 12 inches, like within 24 hours of the storm. This is what they predicted, and this is all on the same network, and they all basically did the same thing. And we ended up getting a foot of snow here when they said we'd get about 9, maybe 10 inches. So they were pretty horribly wrong all winter. Maybe one storm they actually did something correctly. Well, what the hell are we going to do about that? Well, there's nothing we can do. Except use our own intuition, which tells me that since they're mostly wrong, I'll take the information they offer and come up with my own opinion. So that's what we'll do with that. So as an oh by the way, it is Easter today. So happy Easter to anybody that celebrates Easter, whichever way you celebrate it. I'm a Catholic and a Christian, so today is a religious day for me. And so this breeze right now is a little chilly, but it's not miserable. The sun's out. If the sun wasn't out, it wouldn't be good, but it's not bad. It's borderline. So the good news about the weather being what it is you can walk long distances and not sweat too much. I mean, you get a good sweat going, but it's not like summertime walking where you have to bring water with you and things like that. I do feel a slight headache today. It's a tension headache. I've been prone to those since I was probably about 10 years old. Flags are whipping today, boy. Now I didn't bring my gloves and my hands are getting a little chilly. But when the breeze stops, they're not, so we're in a half and half. We'll just deal with it. I do have pockets. I don't like walking with my hands in my pockets. It messes up the rhythm. Also wearing a ball cap today, and it's actually a hockey cap, I guess I could call it, since it's a Bruins hat, Boston Bruins. But it is a ball cap design. see that there is snow melting. Which obviously it'll do above freezing. Big shocker, right? So we're gonna hang a left at this intersection up here. Windmill thing going on there. It's got one of its blades missing. This is some old gas pumps, no longer in service, but they're cool to look at anyway. Weed Mart. Stop in at your Weed Mart. We got all the weed you need. Last time I went on this route, I got rained on the way back. I don't think that'll happen today. But everything is closed today because it's Easter and it's Sunday, obviously. So we'll head up this way. I figure it'll be safe to walk this way now that there's enough of the snow on the side of the road melted. I actually have room to walk safely. I am getting a little warm. This is that point in time where, as we start getting warmer into spring, the body has to acclimate to the seasons changing. And what I mean by that is I remember a couple of years ago, it was in the 40s and 50s, and all of a sudden we had a 70-degree day with bright sunshine. It was beautiful. And it was only 70 degrees Fahrenheit. We went shooting at the range, and all of us there felt like we were overheating, needed liquid to drink, and it felt like it was 90 degrees. That was no exaggeration. It was just, it felt really hot, and it was only 70. But you get used to winter time and temperatures where a high temperature is 7 degrees Fahrenheit, and spring comes along and you're slowly getting used to it, and then bam, you got a big warm day. And it's kind of like a shock to your physical being. Last year that kind of happened too, but I had the benefit of being out on a walk on that hot day. And you know, 70 degrees is not a hot day, okay? I'm just saying it felt like it was a hot day. So I went on my walk, and towards the end of it I was getting hot. It was in the afternoon, and then I was fine after that. We went shooting at the range and it was warm. Looks like we got an Easter thing going on here. Family and everything hanging out. Easter Sunday. That driveway, it's got cars in them for Easter. This is what you would call a conservative neighborhood. A lot of Republicans. religious people. So I just hit 1 mile in 18 minutes. Oh, a little boy walking with Grampy. That's nice. It's that nice house out here being built. A pond out back. Snow's melting away from the houses. Very nice. We'll get there. We will get where we're going. See, the stuff's trying to turn green and it keeps getting snowed on. Anyway, we are supposed to get a storm Wednesday night into Thursday. And I guess the thing with it is, they said it's going to be a slow mover. Which is what we got the last time. Which is why we got more snow than they thought we would. But that's why I don't think they got this one right either. Don't think they got this one right either. It's going to do the same thing. You got one local channel, which is the NBC fake news network. They don't have real news about anything. They're no different with the water from rainstorms and snowstorms. The weather is overhyped. And it's for ratings, of course. They want people to watch, see how much we're going to get. Ooh, what are they going to say today? What are they going to say today? I don't bother with any of that. I'm done with these news networks. But anyway, they had this expert on there that said this storm coming up could be anywhere from 1 to 2 feet of snow if everything sets up just properly, and if this, if that. Well, what do you know? Nothing. Nobody's predicting any snow amounts. Currently my weather app says 4 inches one day into the night, and another 5. So that's 9 inches of snow. It's not a small amount, but it's not 1 to 2 feet. My best guess is because of this time of year and our proximity to the coast where the ocean is, which isn't that far away from here. This will mostly be a mix in rain. Well, it'll mostly be snow, but there's going to be a mix of rain and sleet with it. How much rain and how much sleet really is going to determine how much precipitation you can physically see. So we will use that as kind of a guide, because that's what happened last time. We got 12 inches because it never really changed to rain. It kind of did, but a lot of it was mostly snow, and we had some sleet on top of that. And so yeah, it was not fun to clean up. I cleaned up a little bit of it, the main parts of the driveway, let the rest of it melt, which is almost all melted now. So there'll be the same approach on this one. I haven't put the snowblower away in storage, which is exactly what I mentioned on one of these walks. I had mentioned about going for a walk and talking about how, well, if you're from Maine, you know we're not done yet. Even though the weather was in the 50s, it was beautiful. Looked like spring was here. Grass is starting to come up. And I said it. You don't like the weather in Maine? Wait 5 minutes. Winter is not done until at least a couple weeks into April. And even then, once in a while, you might see a spitting of snowflakes when a cold front goes through. But generally, it's going to be 50 to 60 degrees by the end of April, Fahrenheit. Maybe warmer this year, since that's been the trend. As long as we don't have a repeat of, I think it pretty much rained all last year. Definitely set a record. We had a lot of flooding. So hopefully that doesn't do too much of that. But we'll take our walks when we have time to do it. It is a beautiful day. Seems like the wind's calming down a little right now. So, like I said, we will have some nature walks coming up, some hiking. That'll be nice. I've scouted out a few new places. Also, for the gun channel, I finished the review on the Phoenix Arms HP 22A 22LR semi-automatic pistola. I got the shooting footage yesterday at the range. It's a nice range day yesterday, by the way. It was. We had a good day. We shot water jugs. It was, the only problem was it was extremely windy yesterday. I mean, 35, 40 mile an hour gusts kind of thing. For the most part, not that high, but pretty much we had a whole bunch of water jugs to shoot. We had a bunch of water jugs to shoot, and also a big 5-gallon jug. And that was interesting because we took 2 shots at it at one time because it was a 5-gallon jug. So I was a little off center on my shot that I took. It was a little off to the left. It was a fight the wind kind of day. Some of the shots I took were dead on nice. A couple of them were a little off, shooting water jugs, because that's what wind does. But it's good practice to shoot in wind and in other conditions. So it was fun. We had a blast, as they say. But the disappointment was I had set up a nice 1080p camera on a tripod, and because it was so windy, the wind blew the tripod over and I hadn't noticed it. So we shot it, and it didn't record a nice close-up of a big 5-gallon jug exploding. So we're going to try it again next week, just because it would look cool. Then I can do the slow motion, which is always nice. I should do more of that, actually. Maple tree buckets, maple syrup buckets are still on the trees, on the maple trees. I get a lot of them. Go across here and take a look. All right. That was a nice, quiet, peaceful looking little patch. Coming up on that body of water out here, through there. Last time through here we saw ducks coming in, making a landing on the water, or geese, waterfowl basically. Pretty cool. Private property sign posted. We got the Easter celebration going on over here. I've done 2 miles in 34 minutes. Pretty good time. Today I am walking for time, so I'm not going to sightsee too much. But I got my heart working real hard. I'll go up this way a little ways, then we'll turn around and come back. Looks like another Easter Sunday gathering. Most of my family that I care about. I don't really see much anymore. And some that moved out of state. And pretty much the rest of them have passed away. Hi. So that's how that goes. Nice day today. Check my mileage. 2¼ mile. We'll get to about the 2.5 mile mark, and then I'll turn around and head back. Guarantee my 5 mile minimum, which will be good for today. If I wasn't walking almost every day, I would do more 8 or 9 mile walks and then recoup for a couple, 3 days. Can't do that every day though, because then it turns into wear and tear. I'm at my comfort level for my age. 5 miles a day is just fine and dandy. And they're not slow, easy miles. They're pretty good pace. I remember I used to walk a mile and a half, turn around and go back. Started out at just doing a mile. Now it's like almost every day we'll do 2.5 miles. One way, 2.5 miles back. Turns into 5 miles. I had pretty close to 35 miles last week, or something similar. So up here last time was 2.5 miles at a red barn on this property up here. So it must be close. There's the red barn. Looks like they have some Easter company also. Yeah, we used to do a lot of Easter type things. And when you get older, that just kind of goes away. Because most of the people you grew up with are gone now. Like I said, either moved away or they died. They passed, you know. So Easter Sunday. It is a beautiful day. So one of these days I'll go further up the road. According to my GPS, one time I came this way. One time I came this way, it was 2.5 right here, and right now it says 2.43. So the GPS is a little wonky today. But we'll go until it says 2.5. Then when I get back, it'll say 5.5, almost 6 miles. But we'll give her the benefit of the doubt today. See, this is so much better when I got room to walk on the side like this. So 2.47. I'm waiting till 2.5. So I've come to understand that GPS is not pinpoint perfect, but after my route is done, the app, which already has the data for the GPS, calculates the correct distance. So sometimes it's a little off while I'm walking, but it fixes itself on the way back. So, see, right now I just hit 2.5, and last time we were way up there on the, I think it was where that red barn was. So I'm going to go across the street. We're going to head back now. So I'll definitely get my 5 miles in. A lot less windy right now, which is nice. And they did say that would happen as the day went on. So we're going to have a couple of days where it's actually kind of nice and pleasant, 50 degrees or better, or around 50. And then, bam, we're going to get that low pressure coming up, sitting off in the Gulf of Maine. And because it's a nor'easter, and I've explained this before on here, but they call it a nor'easter not because of the direction it comes from, because it's actually traveling northeast. But it's rotating, and the rotation pulls cold air, and the moisture it picked up off the ocean swings across land over the top of the low pressure in a circle and comes right back around over us, depositing all the moisture it picked up. And because it's spinning that way, it's also going to suck the cooler air down from Canada. So that's why it's going to be a high temperature of 35. And instead of rain, it's going to be a snowstorm. In case you were wondering. If we got a regular storm that wasn't spinning like that intensely, it wouldn't do that. We'd have mid-40s with rain, and nobody would care. So, we're going to get a post-Easter snowstorm late Wednesday night, pretty much most of the day Thursday until early Friday morning. And it is going to sit and spin without moving out. So I'm sure we will get a significant amount of snow from it. I'm hoping for 6 inches of snow with sleet and rain, because that'll be gone within a day or two from the warm weather we're going to get afterwards. So we shall see what happens. Thanks. All right. Definitely feels much warmer right now than when I started out. And I do know that I have my sweat going and stamina, but what I mean is I'm not feeling that cold wind anymore. It's let up a little bit. It's let up a little bit. See, that's nice. People swerve way out of the way. Polite and respectful. And it's very nice. So I'm gonna head back. The water out there's got sun glistening off of it. It looks nice. I can't wait to do some of the walks that we're gonna do for the channel. It'll be nice. I've been waiting for better weather to do another woods walk gun talk. I think we've done 12 now. Or I might have done 2 number 12s by accident. I think I did. I think I renamed one of them. I just can't remember if I changed it to 11, because it was really number 11, but I labeled it 12. And then I did a 12. Or if I did 2 12s, and one of the 12 should be a 13. I don't remember what I did. I'll have to take a look at my playlist. This is turning into a beautiful day though. It's going to get warmer as the day goes on. Tomorrow is going to be 50 or better. So it's going to be quite deceptive. And this is that time of year where I need to remind people to stay out of the water for long periods of time, because it's still cold. We probably have 60 and 70 degree days coming up. People are going to feel warm. They'll be in shorts and a t-shirt. And they're going to think it's cool to go jump in the water and go for a swim, even though it's cold. And every year somebody ends up drowning out there. Oh, I just saw a fox run across the road. Very unusual this time of day. That's kind of a nocturnal animal, and if you see, there it is right there. He just ran back the other way. So a lot of times, if you're familiar with living around here, if you see a fox in the daytime, and especially if it looks kind of mangy, it probably has rabies. I am carrying legally. Hope the fox doesn't feel like attacking somebody, but you never know with a rabid fox. But a lot of times they'll act unusual like that. He came running across this way, turned around, ran all the way back. And this time of day, you usually don't see fox. And the very few times that I have seen fox out at this time of day, we had one on our property 3-4 years ago. He was obviously messed up on something. I would have loved to have taken it out with a 22, but in city limits, it's not allowed. Unless you are being under attack by something, can't do that. I don't think I had the pellet rifle sighted at the time. It's sighted now, a single shot pellet rifle. Would definitely take care of one of those. I don't know if it would drop him right away though. You know, humanely, you'd like to use a 22. 1.177 caliber, which is what the pellets are. It's smaller than a 22, but it's not, you know, it's just not big enough. We do have some hollow points, so those might work with a well-placed shot, but I don't like the idea of it being a single shot, because you shoot the poor thing and it takes off and you can't get the other shot and you end up torturing it even more, you know. So anyway, we will keep an eye out for the fox. Hi, how are you?
Good, you?
I don't know how far you're walking, but about a mile up the road, I saw a fox acting funny up there.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So I don't know, you know, because you got a dog, I figured I'd just mention it.
Thank you very much.
But
Appreciate it.
it's about a mile up. It's probably gone by now, but
You never know.
yeah.
Thank you.
Figured I'd let him know because he has a dog. The dog might want to take off after the fox, and fox might attack the dog if the fox is rabid. Yeah, right now there's barely a wind at all. It's nice. I think this is about where the battery is going to quit. At least that's where it quit the other day. Actually had to stop right about here and change it. .6 miles. It's only been running for about an hour, so doing really good time today. I should have 20 to 30 minutes left on this battery. Wind over here. Oh yeah. Actually feels good right now because my back is all wet from walking, sweat. So that's why we do it. It's not the warmest day, but it's not cold either. Not bad. We'll head back to the ranch, as they say. 4 miles, 1 hour, 8 minutes, 24 seconds. We got 1 mile left to do. Now we're coming up on one of the three main arteries in Lewiston. Gas pumps. Goodness. Now it's like Wind City. Beware of the dog. I will. Hi, how are you? Okay. That guy seemed not okay. And I mean not okay in the cabeza. El Loco in the cabeza. All right, so since we'll probably be coming up on hour 15, might have about 10 minutes to the battery left. And I'll stop recording shortly anyway. But I wanted to say thank you if you're still watching or if you just tuned in. And I'm walking along. Hope you're having a beautiful Easter. Hope you're having a beautiful day. And I hope you hunker down for the snowstorm this week. Stop recording after I get to 5 miles. But I am going to have a couple of new gun reviews on the channel by the end of the day today, I believe. One of them won't be until late tonight. One of them will be sooner. But regardless, we'll get it done. That would be the Phoenix Arms HP22A and the GSG 16, which is a 22LR semi-auto quote-unquote assault style rifle, which we know that's a made-up term, so you don't have to remind me in the comments. And got some shooting video with it, which is nice. So gonna have to do some editing for that. I did a few different takes. Be a lot easier if you could just upload video and then people won't like pick apart whatever words you use or don't use, or but I have to go edit everything and make it presentable for the people that can't stand whatever, and they'll still find something to complain about anyway. So anyways, was an enjoyable walk today. the bike shop. Busy Town Bikes. Busy Town Bikes. Well, I guess I'll just sign off now. Where's the 5 mile mark? Where are you? Should be any second. No, see, I knew this is off today. It's just off. Anyway, I know this is about 5 miles. It says 4.75 on my thing, but it screwed up when I walked, so. Maybe it's interference from that big cell tower. Probably scrambling everybody's brain around here too. Anyways, thank you for walking with me today. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a beautiful Easter. Enjoy your family. Stay safe, everybody. Bye-bye.